Our next stop is Asheville, North Carolina.
We're going to be going to Biltmore.
Just an itty bitty bitty about a couple on the road, driving an RV, pulling a toad. No place special to roam, not looking for a home. Won't you come along with us? We are RPlaceTravels.
We have some special guests.
So our first outing after we left Florida is in Asheville, North Carolina, the Biltmore Mansion,
Yep.
the Vanderbilt Mansion built by the Vanderbilts in the turn of the century, 1897, I think it was when he finished it. In 1930, they opened it up to the public. Cornelius was the Vanderbilt that started the whole Vanderbilt dynasty.
With trains.
Trains and boats. He left school when he was 11 years old, bought a boat, and then took off from there. His son, William Henry, took over after he died. William Henry's third and last son, is George Washington. And he's the one who built Biltmore.
Yeah. He liked to travel. He liked to read. He
Collected art.
Right. He wanted to learn. Just learn everything he possibly could. Yeah. And you can tell by the way, what he put in the house. It's just beautiful. The art. And the art is like huge. It's not like a painting we would put in our house. I mean, some of them are like feet and feet high. It's just amazing. But you can tell that he had a thing for art and how things were planned for the building. Oh yeah, our special guests. So we've had it planned for a little while. Our kids, they live in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is about 4 hours away from Asheville. So they drove out and spent the week with us in our little RV, which they kind of took over. And that there's 4 of them. So there were 6 of us in our little RV, but it was all worth it. Completely worth it. So our first day we went to Biltmore, and it's kind of rainy in that, so it was nice to go into the house, and even the grandkids, they just loved the house. It was great. What you get is a little telephony piece, and that is part of the cost of your ticket. And you press the button of the room that you're in, and it will tell you all about the room. It's not the first house we've seen where the middle of the house is like a garden, and the top is all windows, and they actually all open up, which is kind of interesting how they put this together. But that's the first place that we go into, is into this little garden atrium that's right in the middle of it. And we just worked our way through the whole house all the way up, and then we worked our way down to where the servants' quarters were to come out. So
They do have private tours where you can go in a group with a guide, and they'll walk you through the whole mansion, and you can ask questions and explain things, and they see more of the mansion than the general public gets to see.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the costs are, but it might be worth the extra cost for the tour.
Yeah, especially if you like to ask questions.
Yeah.
And that. So,
and
but
there's a lot more to see.
Just the tickets, just for the regular tour, is over $100. And we got the ticket to do 2 days because I just having my knee redone. I just wanted to make sure that I spent enough time going through the different places, because I really wanted to take my time, because I did pretty well. We went up lots of stairs and down lots of stairs, so got a lot of exercise in the house.
It might even still be, but it definitely was back then, the largest house in the United States.
Mm-hmm. And just the way that they built it was interesting, because you can tell when you're in this house that the walls are so thick. Every room, the outside of it is from the stone, and then all the fancy wooden stuff's been put on it, so that even walking in from the hallway into a room, there's a just like a little walkway before where the stone is before you can even get into the door. So I mean, it was just so impressive. It's like you're thinking it's all this wood, it's beautiful and everything, but what's amazing is that all between all of it is all the stone. And especially when you get downstairs into the servants' quarters, you can actually see the bones of the house, all the stone and rocks and everything that was used. It's just so interesting how they put it together.
When you're at your house and you walk in from one room to another room, the wall is only 4 inches thick.
Uh-huh.
Well, here these walls, you walk from one room to the other, that wall is like almost 2 feet thick.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
So
That's
how thick the walls are. And I
Yeah.
think even the foundation they said was, I don't know, I thought they said like 15 feet thick, the foundation.
Yeah.
Of
To
the
hold it
house,
up,
the
which
walls.
you could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you need something to hold that up because it is just it's a massive house, completely. And I think there was 3 floors that we did not get to, and that were not open to the public.
A lot of crowds, a lot of people there.
Yes.
So, yeah, as you're walking through it, you're not alone. There's people all around you. You're trying to get through people and just be aware that it's a crowded place with a lot of people there.
And it looks like the times, I mean, they give you a time to go into it, so you can come later and still get in as long as it's past your time. I've noticed the earlier it was, the more people that were there. Coming later in the day, it'd probably be beneficial if you don't want to be by all the crowds. But you have the house, and I mean, it's just wonderful. The art's just wonderful. All the rooms are just beautiful. The bedrooms are tiny. Well, the beds are tiny.
Bedrooms are massive.
The bedrooms are massive.
And then they stick this little tiny bed in there.
Yeah, well, that's what makes it look so tiny. Sometimes you're looking at it, and the house the house was built for people to come to this house. I mean, they wanted their friends to come. They wanted new people to come. Kind of interesting how it all worked back then. I mean, it was very the wealthier you were, the more servants you had, and you didn't do anything. And you changed your clothes like 4 or 5 times a day for different things that you did. It was very interesting. By the time we got downstairs, the places that were downstairs that people were allowed, just normal visitors would be like the workout room, and they had a pool and a bowling alley. It was very interesting.
Yeah, indoor pool.
Indoor pool.
It was huge. That even was huge.
And but the men and women were not allowed to swim together. Neither were they allowed to work out together. So they had different sections for the women would get dressed in different places. But I mean, the women, it had to have taken them forever. I mean, they had just layers upon layers. Even to go swimming, they had layers on when they went swimming.
They actually had several dressing rooms for the women to go in and get dressed.
Yeah. So it was
just to go in the pool.
The stuff we learned just to look at the house, and that it was just all worth it, and it was just beautiful. We really had a good time there. They have like storefronts and eating places and stuff that are attached.
They turn the carriage house into restaurants and eating areas
and little stores. You know, when you want to pick up a T-shirt or something, that would be where you'd go. And then on the grounds, we didn't do the garden until the second day, but we did go to. They have different areas. They have a farm, and they have like a art gallery. So we did all of those while we were there.
You know, I said that they opened it up to the public in 1930, but the mansion is still owned by the descendants of George Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. So they actually run it. They still live on the property. It's still a working farm.
Right. It's a business. It's they actually own. This is a company for them. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the gardens.
Yeah.
The next day there was a lot of walking. We we went through the gardens, and I would say we're here in the end of April, so I would say about half of everything is just bloomed. There's a few things that already bloomed and we were gone in that, so some of the stuff it just kind of comes and goes, but they have it all set up that's just beautiful. We'll throw some pictures of the flowers in here so you can see some of them.
And we have to put out a limited supply of pictures because you're
that's
not
right.
allowed to take pictures while you're there.
I forgot about that.
So we can't really show much of any of it. So
Yeah. Well, that's true.
yeah, so you have to get permission.
Yeah. Right. One of the things that we did do, because we sent in, you have to send in forms and stuff if you want to take pictures to go on YouTube or anywhere else, and that anything is considered commercial. So what we did was we did get pictures taken of all of us, and doing that, if we buy the digitals, which anybody can buy their digitals there, and then you can put it on anything because then you own it. So we'll have some pictures of the garden and us and stuff, but it'll be all the ones that we can show legally. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it was so worth it. I mean, for me, it was really up my alley. Old houses, I love gardens. Just everything that they had there, I really liked. But I would have to say, we spent 2 days there. By the end of the second day, I was tired.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
And we stayed at the East Asheville KOA, and we had the best spot in the place, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I would recommend going there. Most KOAs are pretty expensive. This one was reasonable.
Yeah.
And it was a nice site and a nice place to stay. So.
We missed the pool because they don't open till Memorial Day, so that's the end of May. So we missed the pool, but they have lots of, they always have lots of fun stuff for the kids and stuff. We didn't even get to that stuff. We were so busy doing other things and that. So. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us at Biltmore.
Yep, and subscribe if you're not already subscribing. It is amazing that you guys are following us, and just thank you.
With both security personnel and law enforcement officers, so they might arrest you if they see that GoPro.
Does it say they got T-coil?
I'm pretty sure this counts as in a way that is
Annoying.
interfering with the enjoyment of others. Huh?
Where are we going?
Biltmore.
Yay! What are we going to see?
A giant house.
Rich people
A rich
stuff.
person's house.
1950s. Probably
18.
1850s?
I don't know, 18. I think it was built in the 1800s. We'll find out.
Okay, so even older.
Yeah, creepy place with really old stuff in it.
Yeah.
Or fancy place
Fancy place.
from years of
Cool
yore.
stuff in it. What are we going to do?
Walk around a giant house.
And have fun.
Play we can play hide and seek while we're there.
See if the people can
Sure.
find us.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. And then we all get arrested afterwards.
There
Yeah.
is law enforcement there.
And then we can have an adventure in jail.
Yay.
Never done that before.
Yeah.